Hi, I'm Aaron Little, and this is Performance Edge. And in today's video, I want to talk about something really cool that happened recently. I won a knife in an internet auction type thing, which I never do. But I'm really excited about it, and I've been meaning to make a video about it ever since it came in the mail. And like most things, if you follow my channel, obviously I've been putting that off. But today, great opportunity to talk about the knife because the maker happens to be in Lexington, and I thought what a great opportunity to get him in front of my camera, talk about what he does, talk about specifically the knife that I won, but some of the other things he's got going on. So my very good friend from K12 Knives, Gabe Kinderknecht. Ta-da! Hi! So Gabe, you put up an auction, you auctioned off, raffled off.
Yeah, it's a raffle. This one was a
It's not an auction,
yeah,
right?
it was
It's
a raffle.
So you raffled off some knives. I happen to have won this really cool knife. Why don't you tell them what it is that I have in my hand, the design features, why it's designed the way it is, and about this cool sheath.
Okay.
This, by the way,
particular design is the K12 Mikros, which is Greek for mouse. It is a little small self-defense blade that I designed. I carry one, the exact right here, the exact same style. I'm short, so I have to get up to the camera to see it. But it's appendix carry. I run it there in my everyday carry. I run it there when I'm on duty as a police officer. It rides right behind my mag pouch, and it's basically a tool to get someone off of you if you get taken to the ground, because that's a really dangerous position to be in. If someone's sitting on top of you, pounding away, hitting you with a brick, hitting you with a bottle, whatever, it's something that you can use to be in close and get them off of you. So it's not a particularly large knife. You just wrap your hand around it, make a fist, and do what you need to do. It's got one business end, and this one happens to be serrated. Well, the camera can see.
yeah, you should get that.
Can see that. This one happens to be serrated on the front end, and that was done at the request of a friend, Sonny Puzikas, who is another fairly well-known firearms and martial arts trainer. And if you've ever seen anything even remotely Russian related on the Discovery Channel, you've probably seen Sonny. So that was this particular knife. The sheath that it comes in is made by Green Force Tactical. It is a very, very nice Black Raptor. It's got their little Gary logo on it. These are what they call a taco because it just wraps around like a taco, and then it's got the rivets and then the belt loop. Completely ambidextrous. You can flip the loop either side, left hand, right hand. There's lots of ways to mount this and carry it. I did a video not too long ago about how I carry my setup. Like I said, appendix carry, usually in between my pants and my belt, right next to my sidearm, which in when I'm off duty a lot of the time is appendix carry.
Got something that's really cool. You buy a knife from K12 Knives, or you win one in a raffle from K12 Knives. Green Force Tactical does their sheath work, and so I win this knife, and the next thing I know, I'm getting a message from Green Force wanting to know what color, what fittings and stuff I want on my sheath. So I just told them I want it to look nice. I don't care, something that matches. And man, they really, it's a very, should knives be pretty? I don't know, but it's a pretty knife. The colors look cool, so they put together a sheath that really matches that knife. So it's kind of a piece of art, which I think is pretty nice. But something that I really like about this sheath is the knife comes out really stiff, like it's not going to fall out while you're grappling or rolling around on the ground. It comes out pretty stiff, but when it goes back in, it slips in very easily with a very positive snap. And I like that. It's a good quality sheath. Mates very well with the knife. So this video is about K12 Knives and Gabe Kinderknecht, but Green Force Tactical, they do really good work.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I partnered with them, is because I'm a knife maker. I can do sheaths, and they're things that will protect the knife from cutting you, but I don't make them pretty like they make them pretty. They go out of their way to polish the edges and blend all the roundy spots so that there's nothing that's going to poke you. Because I mean, a lot of folks wear these inside the pants next to their skin, and you don't want something, if it's not comfortable, you're not going to carry it. So like I said, they really go out of their way to make these comfortable and to make them so that they match the knives. A lot of my knives are customs. I've got a couple of here that are for some friends getting married. Aaron Hollins and his wife, or soon to be wife, they requested a matching set. So these are black and purple. They're going to get some fancy sheaths from Green Force as well. And like I said, they go out of their way to match the sheaths to the knives. If you want like purple cryptek, all these kind of crazy patterns that you can get in Kydex now, they do all of that. They can do purple rivets. They can customize the color of the little Gary logo. They can deck it out as much as you want or as little as you want. It's really an open field as far as what you want your knife and sheath setup to look like. They're very good at that.
Guys, if you follow my channel, then you probably have at least some interest in combatives, personal protection, that kind of thing. Something else that Gabe is now doing is trainers. So this is an aluminum trainer to go with that knife, and a sheath for aluminum trainer. If you carry a knife as a daily tool that you have some thought that you might use to protect yourself with, you need a trainer to go with that. Something that you can use in class to help practice and train, develop your ability to get that out under pressure. Of course, using it as well, but before we can ever use it, we gotta know how we're gonna get it out. And if you wanna safely train that, you need a trainer. Is this something that they can, do you do this for any of your knives?
I do, yeah. Any of my knife designs I can make trainers for. And I'm actually getting trainer blanks cut, water jetted now, in large batches. I use 2 foot by 4 foot plates of aluminum that I get water jetted in all the same designs. Any of my knife designs I can make a trainer for, that's not a problem. Typically trainers run about $75.
Let's do this real quick. So the knife I won is the Mikros.
That is the Mikros, Greek for mouse.
What kind of metal?
1095 high carbon steel. Red Cerakote on this particular one. I use almost exclusively G10 for the handles.
All right.
That's a phenolic resin that's made specifically with Spectra, and I'm nerding out a little bit, but
that's fine. That's why I'm throwing up there.
So Spectra is the same stuff used in cut-resistant gloves, bulletproof vests, body armor, things like that. It's a really tough, durable material, and a phenolic resin is a fabric like that, like Spectra or canvas or linen, whatever, and then it's completely impregnated with resin, like a hard boat resin, almost like a fiberglass, and then it's pressed and cured and is really tough stuff.
Yes, and I'm guessing, I mean, obviously you make the knife, you cut, shape.
I do everything. Yeah, I do everything in house. I buy the steel, I buy the plates of G10. I cut and hand shape everything. I hand contour everything. Right down to the stainless steel rivets. I buy long, 6 foot pieces of the steel tubing, and I cut them into little tiny 3/4 lengths. And then I flare the rivets out. So yeah, I do everything in-house. Heat treat, everything.
So as you said earlier, the serrations on the front of the knife was something Sonny had requested.
Yep.
Can you mention for maybe just a moment why? Because that's obviously a unique feature.
It's a few different reasons. Sonny being, of Russian descent. Cold weather, thick clothing, especially leather. The very common, for guys to wear heavy leather coats. The serrations on the front portion of the knife are meant to get through super thick clothing, and also pain compliance. Everybody knows that getting cut with something sharp doesn't hurt so bad. There have been times where I've been cut by my own knives and didn't know it until I see little bloody fingerprints on things. But if you cut yourself with something dull like paper, it hurts like a bitch. Also, serrations. Serrations don't leave clean cuts. So there's a theory that you may be able to end the fight sooner with pain compliance and end up doing less damage than if the knife were simply a straight edge knife.
Interesting. That might be a different video.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a theory. But definitely for getting through thick clothing, that thing will eat through leather like you wouldn't believe. We played around with some...
I see a trip to Goodwill in the future. Mm-hmm. So this one, again, serrations on the front. This is the same knife.
No serrations.
No serrations. You could put serrations on the back. You could serrate the whole blade. I could serrate
the whole thing. Yeah, I've got a magical wheel that lets me do all that kind of fun jazz now.
All right. What else you want to talk about, Gabe?
I'm up for whatever.
Other knives. This is obviously a completely different style. This is the same knife, right?
Yep, same knife. This one is super fancy. Again, also a wedding present. So this one's done out of Damascus with copper flared tubing per the end user's requests. So yeah, and this is actually one of the sheaths I did. So I can do Kydex. It does happen occasionally. It's just rare.
So how often? So your product line, not counting all the options, serrated here, serrated here, not serrated. How many different blade designs are you currently selling?
A little over a dozen.
So not counting custom work.
Yeah, I've got a little over a dozen like main designs that people can go on my website and say, okay, I like this, but I want these color handles. I mean, once you pick the design, then you can customize it from there.
Am I right that pretty much most of your work is made to order?
Yes.
Occasionally have stock, but for the most part, it's...
Every now and then you'll see something pop up on my Facebook, my K12 Facebook. I also do batches for Green Force Tactical. Sometimes we color coordinate things, like we did a black and gold in release with pipe hitters for a black and gold hat and patch setup they had. So every now and then you'll see batches pop up on Green Force as well. And when they pop up on Green Force, that means they have those in hand. Sometimes they make sheaths for them prior. A lot of times they hang on to the knives, and when you buy them off their website, then you get to customize your sheath.
All right, I'm going to ask the question that nobody wants to, that you never want to ask, and nobody wants to hear. You can't hold him to this. Average lead time? Yeah, I know. I know it depends on how busy you are.
Bear in mind, I'm a full-time police officer, so I do this in addition to 40+ hours a week as a cop. 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
If you were to place an order, 4 to 6 months is what I tell folks. Usually it's sooner than that.
If you're new to the world of custom knives, I know you're gonna be thinking 4 to 6 months. That's outrageous.
That's not.
You're getting exactly what you want.
Exactly. That's just that you are getting exactly what you want. The exact shape, the colors, and especially with Cerakote, you can get any color under the sun. You can mix and match that stuff like paint. You can make custom colors. The options are almost unlimited,
and it is one of a kind. That's the reason.
And I've done quite a few like legitimately one of a kind pieces where someone sends me an idea and I make it into a knife, and the knife shape, the color schemes, it's all completely one of a kind.
All right, how do they find you?
K12 Knives on Facebook. If you just search for K12 Knives, it's www.k12. No, I actually do have a website now. I forgot.
Good.
No, www.k12knives.com. Also, facebook.com/K12 Knives. And then Instagram is @K12 Knives.
And they can see, I'm guessing, lots of pictures.
Oh, yeah. Lots of pictures of my work.
And if they see a picture, they can send that to you and say, hey, I want that.
Yep, they sure can. Or you can say, I want one like this, but let's do this handle, or... like I said, we can change it up. I don't exclusively work with G10. I can do exotic woods. I can do other material as well. My preference is working with G10 because of how tough it is. Short of like dousing the knife in gasoline and burning it, you're not going to hurt the G10. That stuff is almost indestructible.
Yeah, pro tip, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Guys, I've known Gabe for a very long time. He's trained with me when he was living in Lexington. He trained with me since he was really a kid.
Yeah, 17.
And then moved away, moved to Alabama, and we've stayed in touch over the years. Gabe's a good guy. I watched Gabe go through that process that I think a lot of knife makers go through. They, the whole railroad spike, I'm going to build a forge, make a knife. And now I feel like soon this will be a full-time job for Gabe. That whole I work 40 hours a week as a police officer. Yeah. It's probably short-lived. Gabe does great work. I've been really floored by the constant increase in quality of what he puts out, and it's to a point now. I mean, it is fantastic. If you want something that is truly unique, truly your own, get with him, give him your ideas, collaborate, make that happen. You'll end up, guys. I can't show you well enough on video. These are tools. You will pass this down for generations. It's going to last forever. But check Gabe out. Find him on Facebook. Find him on Instagram. Go to his website. Look at pictures, see if there's something you want. The next time he does a raffle, buy a chance. You might win a cool knife.
Well, I mean, the raffle that Aaron was talking about was like, I've never done anything like that before. I actually raffled off several $1,000s worth of knives. We call it the 5-finger death punch raffle because it was 5 knives. Originally, it was a pack of 5 knives that I've done. It was 50 spots at $50 a spot. And then there was like a couple of sub drawings for this particular knife and a couple of other knives too that were one-off designs that I just threw in because why not? So there were actually 3 different drawings, and Aaron got this one. And some other folks got some of the other drawings, and then one lucky guy got all 5 of those knives. So it's literally $2,500 worth of knives for a $50 raffle ticket.
All right, guys, that's enough about knives for today. Go to the website, go to the Facebook page, go to Instagram, check all that out, see if there's something you like. If you've got an idea, you see a shape, you like that, maybe a little different, get in touch with Gabe. He makes them himself, so he can make whatever adjustments within reason that you might want. Gabe, listen, man, I really appreciate you doing the raffle. I really am thankful that I won the raffle. I've been meaning to get a video out. I've been dragging my feet. This was a perfect opportunity.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for stepping in front of my camera.
No, my pleasure.
And thanks, man.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Take care.